Hello farmers, welcome back to Selendra. As you can see, we are mowing the grass. Well, we're up behind Earl, and we're going to be done here in a matter of seconds. And then we're going to go mow the other field by the farm, not the one that's kind of joined with all the trees. We're going to hold off on that grass field because we're going to be cutting down trees this episode. So before I mow the grass, I want to cut down trees so I can possibly mow more of the grass. Going to see if we can actually fill up the sawmill. May not get it all done this episode, but we'll see how far we get. I do have a plan on dragging the trees on over. Not a huge plan, like I'm going to be doing something unique here, but we're going to be leasing another Platinum Edition piece of farming equipment. Actually, forestry equipment, I should probably call it. We're going to have the Deutz dragging the trees on over. And of course, the Fiat will be running the yarder like always. The yarder won't. I don't want to keep moving the yarder back and forth, back and forth. And I thought, well, what about the other pullers? I mean, what can they pull? A lot? How much horsepower do they need? And I was actually surprised they can actually haul or tow more than the yarder can. But the yarder is more of like a hanging cable that drags logs back and forth. This is kind of the thing that just goes on the back of a tractor and drags it across the ground. So we'll see how it works. I have a little bit of a concern that maybe having the yarder cable overhead and the one that we're going to be running underneath it, I hope there's not a problem with the cables when they cross, that the game doesn't get confused what cable I'm trying to use. But that we'll see how it goes, and it'll be more easy to understand when you see it all in working progress. So the grass that we're cutting, we are going to be making into silage bales. We got plenty of hay to get us until the fall time. And then when fall comes, we'll go ahead and see, do we need more hay or can we just go ahead and make more silage bales? We don't really have that much more for horses than we had before. So I think we got like 12 horses. So yeah, I think we pretty much had 12 horses almost the entire series, it seems like. So they're not going to take too much hay. And the thing is, if I run out of hay for the horses, that's not the biggest deal. The biggest deal will be for the sheep. Because the sheep are bringing in the cash with the wool being made into coarse fabric. And of course, sheep themselves making other sheep so we can sell them. Well, I'm glad we upgraded to this mower a while ago. This makes the job so much quicker. Just zipping, running along. Part of me kind of sometimes wants to hire Frank behind us, but such a small field. I think we'll just get in each other's way, so it'll be better that we just go ahead and get one job done and then go do the other. It's not too bad when we are making hay to tent it behind us. But we're making just silage. Yeah, the windrower is... Well, the thing is, if I were to windrow up behind me, I would keep driving over every time I go up and down the field, it seems like. Just like that, we have the two fields we need to get done. I could mow the grass in the other field, but I'll just wait until we get the trees done. And then, of course, we'll have to cut down the stumps. And we'll just get that little bit extra of grass to cut. There we go. And then we can just go ahead and leave this right in the middle of the field, I suppose. Alright, let's go get the yarder, kind of set that up. And then we'll grab the Deutz and we'll lease the other piece of equipment. I don't need to really buy it, because I'm not sure the setup is going to quite work. I'm questioning it myself, but according to the stats, it should be just fine. We need to park the Fiat somewhere right about here, be good. Lower that down and turn off the tractor. Walk up to this and should just press R. And then any tree down here would be good. But we're going to try to pick one in the woods. Are we attached? We are. Perfect. All right, that is ready to go. Although I haven't cut any trees down yet, but we'll get there soon enough. All right, let's go grab the Deutz. Good thing it's a small farm. I don't have to run back and forth too far. There we go. Let that warm up just for a second. Forestry equipment. Now, I actually have two choices here, but the thing is, of course, this is our yarder right here. That can manage 1.5 tons. All right, so I was like, well, then these aren't going to be able to manage too much. So the smaller one can manage 6.6, and the bigger one can manage 8.6. So no sense in going too extreme, because if that can only haul 1.5, no sense of hauling 8.6. Actually, how big are the full spruces? Does it actually tell you how much they weigh when they're in the ground? I know it'll say like 35 meters, but does it say anything else? No, it doesn't. Well, it may actually matter which one I get, because I would like to be able to drag the whole tree over if I can. $2.3 ton. All right. So that means we'll go for the smaller one, right? Because it's cheaper. Cheap as chips. 7.5 for brand new, but if we lease it just to make sure it works, $382. Only requires 60 horsepower, and the Deutz is an 80, so it should be all set, right? We're about to find out. Now, I haven't used this particular piece of equipment at all, but I saw it in action. I think Daggerwind showed it off because he had early access to the Platinum Edition, and I saw him use it like on the first episode he did of Silver Run. Looks like a big piece of equipment. I mean, compared to the Deutz. All right, let's see if we can get this set up and hopefully work the way I want it to work. As for all the straw, like I said, we're not going to bale that up until we do the wheat harvest. And plus we got all this grass that we need to bale up first. Yeah, I'm just going to keep on hitting all the bumps. Watch out for the cables from the other yarder. Now if we set this up somewhere like right about here. Alright, let me see. Does this work the same way as the other one? Wait, I may need to... Probably should lower that into the ground, because I think what that does, that little blade at the bottom will dig into the ground as it pulls. And that's what will keep the tractor in place. Alrighty. And... No, I think I grabbed onto the tree. Oh, B to put on the tree. I kind of forgot it was B. I'm trying to use the left mouse button. There we go. And then is it the same to attach to another tree? No, I don't think so. And then... See, the thing is, I think I'm gonna get some of the commands for that wench up there. So this could be a problematic here. K and M. So So we'll drag that on over. And then wider release, I hope. We'll turn on the yarder so the cable can follow me over. Now the yarder, of course, can't handle too much. It can only handle 1.5 tons. So I'm probably going to do this one tree at a time and cut the limbs off so it doesn't get too messy. Did I not detach? I'll slide that over a little bit more. Okay, I hit Y before, but I'm guessing it was the command for this one right here. So that's what I'm kind of worried about, having two cable systems that use the same key command. It may get mixed up which one I'm trying to actually run here. Let's see. See if I can get lucky guessing the weight. Well, I'll be able to handle that one. And that's another thing I need to be concerned about, is spiking into the other tractor. And then, not to attach trees, but to do that. And this tree is too heavy, so I'll have to do this. If I can figure out the right place to cut it, I can just do 2 pieces of a tree and we'll be all set. Is that going to reach there? It will. Alright, we'll just attach it to there. Move that to the yarder. And I don't know why they didn't drop the tree. Oh, because I'm hitting the wrong button on this one to drop it to the tree. Oh, what a mess. Let's try that again. You know, part of me is kind of thinking, do I really need to even use the yarder? I'm wondering if we can get lucky enough. Now let's go up here and we'll get rid of these trees here, hopefully. Let me go ahead and we'll remove the Dwights from here. Okay, put that on down. Alright, let's see if we can just drag a whole tree from this far around the corner. Okay, let's go get the cable from the Deutz. Alright, so yeah, what's happening is just getting all mixed up here. Because I'm hitting the same key commands for both the yarder and the cable on the Deutz. So, can I just detach that? There, that one's put away. Now, can we drag that one on over? Looks like it's dragging the Deutz. Just a little bit. Yeah, so that's not going to work because I was hoping it would just go around. I was hoping the cable would not clip through the cement wall. But it does. Alright, so my whole plan is not working out. Having both cables over one another. When I get in range of both, the key commands are just getting confused which one I'm trying to run. Just when you think you may have a plan all worked out, it won't. So, I mean, I guess what I'll have to do is, let me detach that from the tree. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to drag all the trees over first. And then use the yarder, or I could use this as well to get the trees into the sawmill. I am going to bring this more on down so the trees don't accidentally hit the Deutz when I drag it on over. And I'll leave the yarder not attached to a tree yet because that way we won't have problem with the command buttons. And we'll drag that tree on over, I hope. Trying to see if it's... No, I'm too far away from the cable. So it's actually dragging the Deutz on over. So we got the horsepower. What's the weight difference between these two? That weighs 5.5. I mean, it's a ton more. So, I mean, I could put the Fiat on there to see if it has any issues. I am wondering, where's that Valtra? Not to buy it, because we don't have the money to buy it, but if it weighs more, maybe I could lease it? 6.5 ton. Alright, so if I were to lease it, and by the way, I would set it up the way... Ooh, 165. 201. That's not the Valtra. No, that's the wrong Valtra. That's why. That Valtra is going to be... Oh, there we go. This is the Valtra. I'm like, I know I had different engine setups I could use. 190, only one. No, I want to see how much it weighs. 5.4. So that doesn't weigh much more than the Fiat. Well, I mean, of course, I could always take down more of the cement wall, but I'd rather not. Let's get rid of these limbs. Oh, is it because I'm hitting a stump? Is that why I can't drag the tree on over? Yeah, we're hitting a stump. Well, I'll stump anyone. Let me go ahead and cut this one, I guess. Somewhere like right about there. I think it took the cable off. I heard something snap. Yeah, so this isn't quite turning out the way I was hoping it would. I mean, I had a little bit of concern it would do what it did, which is getting confused which cable I'm trying to actually operate. Yeah, we'll just stick that there. So that's where the yarder definitely comes in handy. It gets up and over the stumps. Let's see if we can... Oh, we can grab this one. Good. And... too heavy. I'm over by 0.1 of a ton. And send that back to the yarder. Hopefully it doesn't knock over the yarder. And am I in range of this one? No, we are not. Alright, let me try this again with both both cables. This could get kind of interesting. So yeah, it still pulls the doits a little bit, doesn't it? Okay, release that cable. Attach that cable. Lift that on up. Send that one on back. Is there a command on this to like anchor it more or something? No, there isn't. If I come back here, pull winch, yada yada yada, but nothing to actually get it anchored more in. Alright, let's give this another try here. I figured I was going to have maybe a little bit of trouble, but yeah, it's not going as well I was still planning on it going. Let's delimit so it's easier to find out where our cables are attached to. I mean, I can still make this work somewhat. I just got to make sure I'm out of range of the yarder when I'm using this cable. And once this cable is detached from the doits, that's no problem using the yarder. And, yep, I'm in the way of the yarder. So I get out of the range of the yarder. Make sure I pull the log close enough so that the yarder can go ahead and grab both. Now if I can just find the happy area. For the weight. 1.3, that should be fine. bring that on back, please. And detach. I will admit, ever since I used these on Silver Run, at least the yarder, it's pretty neat how you don't actually have to run back to the tractor to detach and do all that jazz and stuff. And drop it. Alright, let's grab another tree here. I mean, and the other option I do have at this point, because we do have a good amount of money now, I can always lease a logging trailer and cut them up and load them up manually and then bring them to the mill, but I'm so terrible at that. I'm over at Stump. And right now I'm not cutting any limbs. And usually when it does this, it's because you're on another piece of wood, which we're on a stump. I think I cut it somewhere right about here. .1, 1.2, that works. This one is in range of the yarder. I should stand on this side of the tree. That'd be better. Not on the side that's getting pulled to. And then return it. Grab this one here as we play do-si-do. Now if I do it this way, this will work a little bit better because there's not much weight to it compared to before. I was like, don't get stuck in that stump, and you almost did. But we can see the Deutz just keeps gradually coming towards us. So even though the yarder, or they're not calling these yarders, whatever they call these, can handle a lot of weight, you better have a heavy tractor, even though it says it only requires 60 horsepower. And then on the yarder, we got to release that tree, bring that back. Yeah, I'm not too sure this is working as smoothly and going as well as I was hoping. I did it. Like I said, I had a little bit of concern of the key bindings getting confused with two pieces of equipment kind of using the same key bindings. Let's bring that on back, and we'll go ahead and get all this wood into the mill. There we go. We're up to 46,000, which should be good for about 4 months. I'm just trying to think of a better way to do this. I mean, it's somewhat working, but I'll just have to keep moving the Deutz, I suppose. Every once in a while, they'll have to be moved. Let's go ahead and grab this tree right here. And delimb the tree. Now this is where maybe a third tractor could come in handy, because I would like to be coming over here with a stump grinder to get rid of these stumps as we go along. Let's see, I think it's like right about here I've been cutting the tree. Ooh, 1.5, that's on edge. We are in range of this tree here, so let's call the yarder in. How much horsepower does that tree devourer need to use? 150, so that's got to be done by the Fiat. Oop, gotta lift that up and get it over the cement wall. Oh, good, it didn't go that far over as I thought it would. And we'll drop that one. And I'm pretty sure that tree is out of range, so we'll grab this cable. So I can see myself just keep getting caught up on these stumps as I keep trying to drag the trees back. Like right there for one. It's kind of like the Deutz is pulling on the tree and the tree is pulling on the Deutz. Oh, I'm out of range of the cable. Okay, we'll detach that because we should be close enough. And we'll bring this tree on over, and I think we'll grab the Fiat. And we'll have to take care of these stumps. Let's just go ahead and move the Deutz over here out of the way for a moment. And let's see, we'll drop that tree on down. Perfect. Let's go ahead and then leave the yarder right there. Everything's looking good. Let's go grab our stump grinder. We'll have to get rid of these stumps to make the work just a little bit easier for next time. I think I'll just take a break and maybe go back to mowing a little bit. And put a little bit more thought process into what we're doing there. I mean, I think it's somewhat working now, the way I got it kind of going. It can work. Having a heavier tractor would be nice, but, you know, we don't have that option right now. The Fiat has to run the yarder. Deutz doesn't have enough juice behind it to get the yarder to work. When I saw the horsepower requirement of the, I guess I'll call it a puller, only needing 60 horsepower, I'm like, well, that's great. We got plenty for that. All right, let's get rid of these stumps one at a time. I say that like I have a choice, but we don't. How big is that stump? I was ready to say, that's one big stump, man. For those of you doing forestry work, have you tried anything like what we just tried? Or do you have a better solution running more, if you're running more than one cable line? Of course, like I said, an obvious choice for us to do would be to remove, well, see, even if I remove these cement walls right here, then the sawmill itself is just in the way of the drop-off point, so removing more of the wall is not going to help us out too much. how much of that stump we're going to get rid of. I think we got it all that time. Although, well, I should get a good amount. I probably should get all these stumps done. I think most of the wood chips in the stump grinder is from doing the trees on the other side where we have our sorghum fields. We cut down some full-grown trees then. And I do understand and know about the lumberjack mod where we can just use a chainsaw to get rid of the stumps. But I just can't do that to my chainsaw. That ruins a blade in a matter of seconds. And I don't know why I said blade when it's a chain. But you all know what I meant. Why I always put the stump grinder on the front, but since I got the weight on here, I keep forgetting which way we're facing. It's like, oh, I want to move forward. No, that's actually backwards. Can you get rid of that little piece there? No? Oh, there it is. Gone now. Last row, I think. On, get rid of that little piece there. I don't want to go over with my mower. Okay, the only way to do stumps when you cut them that close is to go by bird's eye view. Of course, the easy way to do this is to go to Easy Developer Mod and just hit remove all stumps, please. But since we're not doing that many here, unlike Hinterland, where I had tons of stumps to remove. Let's see here. I think I got that entire row. That stump's a little bit too high. Got to raise the stump grinder. But some stumps you just barely touch. A little bit of wood chips come out and the stump's gone. I think I read that stump completely, I guess. I think we are cleared up other than the stumps way back behind there, but I'm not going to be mowing the grass that far. But overall, really, I think the setup there can work. I just got to go ahead and keep clearing the stumps out. Maybe the doits won't keep sliding back as far. As long as I'm not in range of both cables, I think it'll work okay. It's just going to take a little bit of remembering, you know, where I'm at and making sure I'm not in the way of anything. I do just notice that there's rain in the forecast. I don't want to be cutting the grass in the rain. Where do I need to be here? Forecast. And, oh, it's not going to be coming for a while. Not until 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's only noon. So I got 6 hours. So maybe I should go ahead and cut the grass and take care of that, and then I can do more of the cutting of the trees down later on. If it rains, it rains. At least the grass will be done, because I do have to, of course, get this baled on up. And then we will have to roll the grass fields. Let's go around the doits. Not going to bother moving it. They'll be fine. I just don't get an extra about 200-300 liters of grass, that's all. Alright, so did I miss any stumps is the question. We'll find out. Give myself a little bit of leeway from these trees over here. When I go around with the windrower, I don't want to be keep banging on every tree, because I'm trying to get every little piece of grass. But even if I don't get any more trees into the mill today, we got it up pretty darn good. It's good for about 4 more months. And eventually, we'll be getting some stone pine trees. Those got a ways yet still to grow. I think they get around 23, 25 meters tall. So what I think I'll be doing in between episodes, I'll be giving this yarder cable pulling setup a little bit more of a go, and see if I can find a better way to get it done. Although I think the way I was doing it near the end was pretty much the way it will have to be done, at least with that setup anyways. Like I said, anyone doing a lot of forestry work, just with the cables that we got, if you got any ideas, let me know. I don't really feel keen on bringing over a logging trailer and using a grappling and trying to load them up into the trailer. I've tried doing that a few times, and yeah, it just doesn't look that good. But I've said it before and other things, the more you do something, the better you should get at it. And if you don't, well, then it's just not for you. And that's what one of the jobs I think that's not for me is loading up a logging trailer with a grappling hook. Of course, we can always just go to our old faithful auto-loading trailer, but I don't think we need to do that here. We don't have that many logs we need to bring on in. I know I finally went to an auto-loading trailer for the fabric and the planks. But it was going to be a lot of pallets that we were moving. Trying to figure out how many trees I would need to cut to get that to be a full sawmill. I don't think it will take all the spruce trees that are full height. So we got a lot there. Doesn't seem like that productive of an episode, but we did get all the grass cut. And we did get the sawmill some wood. But now that we got double the production, I think we're up to what, was it up to 60,000 liters? Maybe 60,000 liters we got in there. Let's go have a look. I mean, 60,000 liters should be good enough for half a year. Okay, 50,000. Well, by the time I get done testing out some more things, but maybe with the stumps gone, and when I'm pulling on the tree with the doits, maybe the restriction of the tree being dragged on the ground and hitting stumps, maybe the doits won't be dragged as much. So if that's the case and it works fine, then I'll just have to keep on cutting up the stumps as we go, little by little. But before I continue on doing any more with the trees, I will get at least this field windrowed on up and baled, and then I'll give it a little bit more of a go. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Selendra, but until then, have a good one.